Queen.
Hello.
It's just me and Hannah this week. Shayla is at work. Is that what she's doing?
Yeah,
She's
so
also
weird
got like,
because this is the first time I've done an episode with just like me and another person. Y'all have done it a
I
few
know.
times,
Yeah.
but
So you're
it's just
about to
not the
see
same.
how it is.
I know it's not the same without the gang all here, but
I know. It's never the same, but the episodes I find are fun. They're definitely more like tailored conversations because I feel like we don't follow like a script or anything when it's just two of us. But
yeah.
how have you been? I know your parents were just in town.
Yes. That was a very interesting visit. Obviously, I mean, it's been hard for me because my life is very different now. And there was a very big difference between when my parents came to visit me in January versus like when they came to visit me this past weekend. It's like when they came to visit me in January, they took me and like a huge group of like my friends out, and it was a lot of fun. But now, like, things have changed and I'm not like as close with some of those people. And obviously, like, I am no longer like dating the person that I was a few months ago. So I kind of had this like anxiety going into it where it was almost like my parents are always worried about me when it comes to just like my well being, which I mean, I'm their child. That's understandable. But it's like I almost want to like make sure I kind of like have this front up. Not to say I'm like pretending, but I definitely had anxiety just like because I didn't want them to come here and them just be like, she doesn't have any friends anymore, or like something like that, and which is like
I don't
so
think they
not.
would think that though.
Yeah,
Like,
which is
oh, our
like
daughter's a
so.
fucking loser.
I know she's like such a fucking loser. I get why she got dumped now, but no.
Jesus,
So
Hannah.
I don't know. I was just
Starting
like
this episode
nervous.
off so strong, so positive.
I was like really nervous, and I don't know. It ended up being fine. We went to like a lot of like really good restaurants and stuff, but I have like some stuff that I can't necessarily talk about now pertaining to like work that I don't know. My dad just gets very argumentative about certain things, and we just butted heads a lot about that. But ultimately, like, I was just very happy to be able to celebrate Mother's Day with like both of my parents, and it was nice to get to see them. But I wish that I was able to go to Austin's party. How was that?
Oh, it was so much fun. Everyone was like in 70s outfits and like I bought white go-go boots, which I'm obsessed with and I want to like
Yeah, they looked
wear
so
them.
good.
I want to wear them like unironically, like not in a 70s outfit. I just like actually love how they look. Um
Yeah.
really fun. Austin had a really great time. His house is beautiful. So his parents built this beautiful, massive house. And then like we got a tour of it and it's so lovely. And his mom was so nice and his cousin was there. But it was good. It was a lot of fun. And normal little birthday party, I guess. Like
I
nothing
know.
nothing
I'm so
crazy.
sad that
I
Kennedy
wish you would have
went and I
come.
didn't.
I know, and I hadn't seen Kennedy in so long either, which was good to see
Yeah.
because it's been
I
a minute.
think she's gonna come my birthday here, which would be a lot of fun. And I
Well,
think
dude, I was about to
Jessica's.
I forgot I need to bring this up. I don't think I'm going to be able to come.
Why?
What the Have you seen what's going on with gas?
Oh no,
All
dude,
along the East Coast?
they're gonna have that figured out within like I feel like the next week.
Well, it's this weekend that I'm supposed to come.
Well, over a week away. So fingers crossed.
Wait, what's today's date?
The
Today's the
11th. The
11th.
party's the 22nd.
Oh, okay. It's like I was like, dude, I have no gas. Like I tried.
No, no,
I
no. It's
mean,
not. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. So you
I would
think
be
it's gonna be
concerned.
resolved then?
I was going to be concerned if it was going to be this weekend, but everything that I'm seeing says that like the pipeline that was shut down is supposed to open at the end of the week. So,
Okay.
as long
Okay.
as that's
Never
true
mind.
and that actually happens, you should be good to go.
Crisis averted then. Then never mind. Then
Yeah.
it should be
I
fine.
thought you
I
were
was
going to tell me you couldn't go because you had other plans. I'm like, bitch, I told you about this months ago.
No, I know. It's such like a I feel like a famous thing with me and Hannah. Like I can never go to her birthday things. Like
Yeah. You were there
last year, I
last year
think
though.
last year was the first year I was able to like do something with you, and it's because like COVID. Like,
Yeah.
and we just had like a little picnic, which was really fun.
I'm excited for my birthday this year though, because I think my mom is so cute, but she literally is gonna like drive up to Charlotte on the day of my birthday and like just
Oh,
spend the day. I mean, I have to work, but she's gonna like be here and like take me out that night and stuff, which will be really fun
that's
because
nice.
not that I would spend my birthday alone, but she was like, I don't want you to like be by yourself. So I thought that was really sweet because,
That's so
it's not like
nice.
it's like not the worst drive, but it's definitely a lot to do in just like a day. So
Yeah,
she's like really committing to it, which I think is so sweet.
that's really nice. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
2000s theme. Dude, I don't know what to wear. What are you wearing?
Oh, so I
I love, by
have
the way, I love
these.
these themed birthdays. I love that Austin was like, let's do a theme. And then you're like, let's do a theme. I love this. I'm so
Yeah.
here
So
for it.
I got like a bedazzled tank and then I got like those cool, like rimless rainbow colored glasses. I got both of that from
Oh,
Amazon. And then I'm just gonna wear like my Air Force Ones and get like beaded necklaces and then wear like a pleated denim like mini skirt.
okay. I really don't know what to wear. I might look up some Paris Hilton inspo. Dude, I
Yeah.
want one of those like Mariah Carey butterfly tops, and they're all
Yeah.
on Depop, but they're like pretty expensive. I mean,
Wear your
maybe
Got
Amazon.
Blow shirt.
Oh yeah.
That's very, I mean, Paris Hilton, that is literally it.
That was the reason I got that shirt is yeah, that's probably not a great shirt to wear, but it's just a joke if anyone sees me wearing that shirt. Have you heard Willow Smith's new song?
No.
It's so good, dude. I feel like
Really?
she
What?
you what do you mean? Everyone's raving about it. Have you not like
I
seen anything for it?
I have not seen anything about it and I don't know Willow Smith like
What?
I had her
It's
with
with
whip
Travis
my
Barker.
Oh,
No, it's
okay.
more of
Like a
like
rocker
a
vibe?
yeah. No, it's really
Okay.
good. It's you need
Okay.
to listen to it. I honestly think this if she keeps up this aesthetic and this style and whatever, she's going to be like the biggest artist of our generation. Like honestly, like this song is so cool and I think this style is like it really suits her and I like it a lot. This is
Um,
so random that I just want to throw out there. Dude, TikTok comments are so funny. First of all, the people that like genuinely comment on like Kylie Jenner stuff or like Charlie D'Amelio when they're like, Charlie, I love you, or like Kylie, OMG. It's like she doesn't see it. She doesn't give a fuck what you're saying. I was scrolling because some people I think just use the comment sections of those things just to like vent. But someone commented on Kylie's TikTok and was like, didn't you kill someone? Like out of fucking nowhere. Just didn't you kill someone? Like what the
dude,
fuck?
like I literally cannot deal with the comment section specifically on Victoria Paris's
What do
TikToks.
people say?
Like they're just so fucking funny. I don't know. Wait, actually, I'm gonna pull some of them off. But she like, I don't know. It's just so fucking out of pocket. Like the
I still
weirdest
don't
ones are
watch her
what
all
get
that
me.
much.
Or like if I see like a really sexual TikTok, it's like I go to the comment section and I'm like either these are really funny and ironic or people are like seriously sharing their sexual fantasies and I'm like you are too comfortable on this app.
Yeah, it's crazy. Their strap TikTok is wild.
Wild.
I'm gonna wait for some of these comments.
Oh,
Oh,
maybe they're not that funny.
yeah, I'm like over here waiting.
Sorry to be disappointing you.
If you have to look that long, then
Yeah,
um,
all of
mm.
her recent ones are just about, all of the comments are about Suede Brooks. The comments, though,
Okay,
about them
who
being a
is that?
couple. So I don't know how she has this many followers or like how
She
she
just
is
what came
this.
out of nowhere. I feel like one day
Yeah,
everyone's just
like
like Suede Brooks, and I'm like, who are you?
no, and then yeah, like she popped up on my For You page and I was like, "Oh, this girl's cute." Went to her account and looked at her Instagram and she has over 1 million followers on Instagram.
I've never fucking
And
heard of her until recently.
she has so much money, like goes on all these lavish vacations, and I just like I don't get it. So I don't know. I want to like learn more about her. But one thing that you got me hooked into was like Smokey Glow's like YouTube
Yes.
videos. I
Are they
find them like
not so fucking good?
yeah, they're like she's like really good at just like telling a story from start to finish. I watched her video about Tana Mojo, the one about like obviously like influencer trips and then like a few others. But no, they're very interesting because honestly like some of the stuff that she talks about I either didn't know about or completely forgot about. So it's cool to like get more of like a whole story, full
Yeah,
story. That's the word.
she's good. She's probably one of my favorite YouTubers right now. Like I watch her all the
Yeah.
time.
I I guess talking a little well, so Amanda and I and Shayla, we all spoke about this a little bit on the last episode about like our mental health, but obviously like it is mental health awareness month and I filmed a YouTube video that should be going live
I was
tomorrow.
about to ask because I know you mentioned that you wanted to do something on your YouTube for
Yeah.
this thing. So I was
So
going to ask if you did
I
anything.
did like a vlog on Sunday, which was just like a day in my life because it was Mother's Day. I had my parents here and I've partnered with like this new app that's come out as like a collaborator
Oh,
for it. And I wanted to like show some of the stuff that they sent me. And so was doing that and I was like, oh, this would be a good like vlog because I mean, I've been pretty bad, I would say, about like consistently filming when it comes to YouTube or really just having the motivation to do a lot of what I used to do. So in the vlog, I like just decided to sit down and be very honest and open about my mental health and like talk about what this month means to me and like just where I've been at and like I took some certain things out honestly because I kind of went on a tangent, but most of it I'm most of it I plan to keep in because I think it made me feel better like being completely honest and transparent. And I feel like when it comes to like social media, people appreciate that more nowadays than just like the facade of like look at how cool my life is and look at how happy I
yeah.
am kind of a thing.
Hmm.
Um so I did talk about this on the vlog, but I did sign up and I am going back to therapy at the end of the month, which I am excited about and I'm looking forward to. It's like given me this like newfound sense of hope. And I will say, like, this last week for me, I was like doing a lot better and I still feel like in a better headspace. So I feel pretty okay. And I think it's because I have like my birthday to look forward to and like seeing you guys in Vegas. And it's like I'm just trying to like focus on
Focus on the good things. Yeah, because you
yeah,
do have a
focus
lot
on
of good
like the
things
good
coming.
things just to like get through like my like mundane life.
Right.
um
And I would
but
think that,
no.
like, making YouTube videos and like stuff for that, like, that's gotta bring up your spirits a bit. Because I know whenever I would do like my little stupid vlogs or whatever, like, I always felt so like
Yeah.
accomplished after, finishing one.
I really like it, but honestly, recently I've just been getting some unexpected hate on my YouTube videos for like literally
No.
no apparent reason. And like it honestly is just the most stupid shit, but it's like I'm already like kind of fragile that it's like I don't
No.
need perfect strangers like coming for me over like a video that I made for like literally nothing other than just fun. And I don't know. And it's like I put so much effort into it that I really do just get like kind of defeated. I feel like when like a post doesn't do as well or a video doesn't do as well, but it's just like it is what it is at the end of the day. And it's obviously, I don't think anything personal against me. It's just like I don't have that large of a following. And so I really just got to like be more consistent and accept that like the views are going to kind of suck in the beginning, but hopefully I see it like paying off more in the long run. So,
It sucks too because you could get like 1,000 good comments and then you get like two bad ones, and you're like, well, wait, why did they hate it? Like, I always hyperfixate on the bad as opposed to like the good, which I feel like
yeah. And
most people
like
do.
I get just like so confused about like when people dislike a video on YouTube. It's like, just like don't watch it or like don't subscribe to me. like my Atlanta video that I actually thought was like a really good video. It got like literally 50-50 likes and dislikes. And I'm just like, why? Like literally, and that was like a very personal video for me because that was the first time I spoke about my breakup on my channel. So it was
You're
like
like have
an
this big moment and everyone's like,
yeah, and I
"Fuck
had like this
you."
big yeah, exactly. I had like this big vulnerable moment. Like literally
You're
was
like,
like
"Damn, people are
laid
really gonna appreciate my honesty and my forthcoming,"
no,
and it's
and
like,
it was
"Fuck
like
your
it was
video."
like big thumbs down. And I was like, all right, well then fuck all of you people. And honestly, I'm nervous to upload this video tomorrow because I'm trying to be honest about like my mental health and just like what I'm going through personally because I like film my life and I feel like it doesn't do me or anyone any good if I'm just lying. And so but now I'm like fucking nervous for how it's going to be received, but
Well, I'll comment
fingers
something
fingers
nice on it.
crossed.
And
Thank
if
you.
anyone
I would
comments
appreciate
something
it.
bad, I'll come at them.
Yeah, like fuck the bitch that literally said she didn't care about our outfits in the Charleston vlog. I thought our fits were so cute. And then I had this other bitch comment and tell me that I needed to get a plant in my apartment because my apartment was so boring and lifeless. And I was like, no one asked you.
Well,
Like literally
well,
no one asked you.
maybe she was being nice, like, "Oh, like, damn, the last thing you need is a plant," or like, "Oh, like a plant would look good," and you're like, "Okay, so my apartment is lifeless."
Yeah, well, no, it was like the way she said it. It was like you need to get a plant. Dot 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 dot.
No. Okay, yeah, that's a little aggressive. Like,
Yeah, like
you need a plant.
yeah. And I literally was like, I fucking can't. I can't. Like, I can barely keep myself together nowadays, let alone keep a plant alive. Like, just let me be. Oh my God.
Dude, that's funny. Well, you had a really fun topic that you wanted to get into, so I want to let you take this away and you
Yeah,
start it
this
off.
wasn't really like the plan. It
Yeah.
literally just came to me when Amanda and I first got on Zoom to talk about today's episode because obviously Shayla isn't here. Amanda and I have been friends since my sophomore year of college. So what? It's been like 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Wow. Is it
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. So through the through the years, we've seen each other through some pretty shitty, I'm not even gonna call them relationships,
Yeah, no way.
situationships
Yeah, yeah,
with
just little fun
guys.
little
Flings.
I just little chapters, just fun
Right.
little events, just events in
Just little
history.
chapters. And honestly, the inspiration behind the topic of this episode came to me when I sent you a photo from a
Oh,
few years ago. And I sent it to you and I was like, this just popped up on as a memory, like, good fucking bye. And then you responded and you were like, I love that we've seen each other through all these chapters of our life. And honestly, we have. And it's like,
that
I
I
have,
think was one of the most more so iconic things. I feel like we've gone through some fun events together, but I won't sit here like an old man and be like, "Oh, all the fun times we've had." But
yeah,
this was a really fun one because I think it was at the beginning of our friendship and
yeah,
it was just one of those really great bonding experiences and the picture brought
yeah,
back a bunch of memes, which is good.
yeah. So basically, Um, I randomly out of the blue kind of started seeing this guy that I had known in high school. We went to different schools. I had always kind of had a thing for him, and he was like visiting Athens one weekend, and we met up with each other downtown and then kind of started talking to each other from there. He went to another school in Georgia, but he went to another school and played on a sports team at that school. And
We're trying to be like
definitely
as vague as possible for the slim to none chance that like they would listen or hear this. We're being like,
yeah.
"Oh, it was a inconspicuous sports team. I won't name names." Like
Yeah. And literally like we haven't spoken in years. Like I have absolutely no intention of ever speaking or seeing this man ever again. But it's like now that I'm like 22 and I'm like looking back on it, it's like literally quintessential like red flag after red flag after red flag after red flag that I was just like dodging left and right because we kind of had a very loose thing happening the year before, but he had this thing that he was wrapped up in with his ex, and then ended up kind of like getting back with his ex, and then threw me to the side, and then out of nowhere kind of came back to me. And that should have been like an initial sign, like it wasn't off to a good start a year ago. What hope do I have now? um but I really wanted to like see it through, because I kind of had a thing for this guy for so long. But it's like he was like giving me kind of like these big, like profound, like promises of feelings, and like that I think is like the biggest red flag of them all. Like if a guy very early on is telling you, like, not that he loves you, but basically like making these promises for the future, or saying that like
Red
he wants
flags.
he wants to
Red
do this with
flags.
you, like it might feel nice. And speaking from experience, like it felt so nice to hear that from this guy, but like there was absolutely no truth in any of it.
Yeah.
um but basically there was a date night. It was a rave themed date night. Ended up inviting him to come for the weekend, and he was like, hey, two of my friends want to come. Amanda and I had just met each other, and I was like, hey, like this guy wants to set you up with one of his friends, are you good with that? Sent
I
a
was like,
picture.
sure.
Right,
Oh, but
sent
you
a
sent a picture,
picture.
and I remember being like, "Ah, great." Like, not to be
Yeah,
mean, not not to be mean, but his picture
right, but
didn't
he
do him
was,
justice, and I was like,
yeah,
"Ah,
like,
okay."
yeah.
That
And I
sounds
feel like,
so mean. Not that like I have to like go on a date with someone that's like good looking, but you know what I mean. I was just like,
yeah, you, let's just say the picture didn't make you very excited.
right. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun because everyone's friends and like it'll be fun." But I was
Yeah,
like
but you knew
okay,
that you I think from the picture you were like, "Oh, I don't think there will be any like physical chemistry there or anything like that."
right, right.
Right. So, um literally the guy showed up, and quite honestly one of the hottest guys that I've seen in like a long time. And like,
we I forget, did I go downstairs to pick them up or did
no,
they just
I
walk in
did.
the apartment?
I walked in because I remember they had to leave from the town that they lived in, that I'm not going to say, but they had to leave from the town that they lived in to get to Athens. They ended up leaving kind of late, so they like drove straight to Athens, quickly got ready, and then came and met us when we were already pre-gaming at your
Oh yeah,
place.
and
So
there
all
were
of
people there. Yeah.
yeah, all of us were already dressed, ready to go. And so I went down to like let them in. And then he walked into your apartment, and like quite literally, it felt like time froze. Like, honestly, like
I remember like my jaw dropped. I was like, oh, "Wow."
he was so hot. Yeah, so fucking hot. And like, honestly, they were all pretty good looking, in my opinion. And,
I don't even
um,
remember anything else that night because I was quite literally
yeah,
taken back a bit because I wasn't expecting it either, and I was like, "Oh, I'm about to have a way better night than I thought."
yeah,
Like we I think we've like briefly talked about this story before. Like, yeah, I fell in love that night. I really did. But
yeah.
then
And then
uh,
she never saw him again.
but quite literally like nothing actually happened that night, if you know what I mean. And then like that
Yeah.
was that. And then I don't think I ever spoke to him again. And like I don't
It
really
was so
care.
sad too, because
Like
I ended up going to go see the guy that was my date, who I was like kind of talking to at the time. I ended up going to visit him like in his college town towards the end of the semester, like a few weeks after the state night. And like the guy that he brought with him was his roommate. And like while I was there that weekend, he was like, "Oh man, like why did Amanda not want to come?" And I was like, "Dude, this could have been it." Um,
it really could have been something, but dude, and
yeah,
then the
but
guy like he got his fucking teeth knocked out.
yeah,
Remember? I don't know exactly what happened, but I remember you told me you're like, dude, his all of his teeth got knocked out. Poor guy.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure he got
such
them
a
fixed and he
shame.
looks fine, but dude, what a pretty face. That yeah, that was
I
funny.
know.
What's another time that like, not to I guess bring stuff. I don't even know how I want to go about this. I'm trying to think of all the other little fun chapters we've had. I feel like I have been of influence to you of some of the guys that you've gone for, obviously.
Yes.
But
Well, I guess I should tell the chapter of like how that ended. because it is a very interesting chapter with how it ended
Oh
between me and
right.
that guy.
Yeah. I
Because
this guy he just always gave me bad vibes.
yeah,
I bad
was
vibes.
it was so weird. So that summer I ended up going to London to study abroad. Right before I left for London, he basically told me that he just wasn't interested in actually dating me. And I got very upset, rightfully so, because it's just like everything that was kind of leading up to it made me think that we were going to date. And like I said, I had liked this guy before and he had kind of done the same like ring around the rosy, like was just playing like fucking mind games basically. um And so I went to London. We kept talking while I was in London. It was like, I don't know what in my fucking mind I thought was going to happen, but it was like right before I left, this guy literally said there was absolutely no hope for us to actually date. But in my head, I said, challenge accepted. And so I like literally was like, I'm going to keep talking to this guy, whatever. Cause like, oh, also, big part of the story, he decided that spring semester that he was going to transfer to UGA. Um, so I was
Wait,
like,
did he ended up going to UGA?
yes.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
did I know this?
Yes. Because
Okay.
remember, he went on that date night. He was at our junior year formal.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes. Um, so everything, the stars were aligning. I was like, great, this guy's getting transferred to my college. We can actually be together. Like, I really, really like him. And we had so much fun together. And I was like, this is going to be perfect. Ends up like telling me it ain't going to happen right after he like commits to transferring.
I love how you so casually talk about this now that you're like, yeah, told me it wasn't gonna happen, and then like,
I go to London. We still talk. He FaceTimed me while I was there. We would talk on the phone. Like a lot of it just felt very much like a relationship without the label of a relationship. And I come back to UGA. I bring him on a date night with me, which is after the fact. And it just got so fucking complicated. Then he started hooking up with like one of my best friends from high school. And I don't actually know what the final straw was. I quite literally just think that I just started seeing another guy and I was like, or maybe he
who
just
was
like
it? Who did you start seeing after him? Like, what was the next major guy after this
behind
one?
door number two. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually trying to think who was the next.
Was it the iPad man?
Oh no, it was not the iPad man. iPad man was junior year. So this is still sophomore year.
Okay.
I think after athlete boy, that's what we'll call him.
I'm gonna call him hot roommate boy.
Okay, hot roommate boy. Then I think it transitioned into I don't this was like a very split second, but I think it transitioned into oh, wait, no, now I remember. Now I remember. Okay. So then it kind of transitioned. Oh, wait, no, now I remember. Y'all, like I literally sound like a fucking crazy person because I can't
Well, I'm
remember.
trying to remember too. I don't. It was all
Okay, no, now I remember. It transitioned into me seeing that guy from Florida State.
okay.
That was the
Yeah, yeah,
fall of
yeah.
sophomore year. Then, right after that, was our semi formal. No. Yes. Yeah. That was semi formal, which I took him on. Then I'm trying to think what guy came after that. Then I think there was just like a lull period where I didn't really have anyone. And
Okay.
then junior year was just this whole year of basically seeing someone that I don't know what crack I was smoking, but yeah, junior year was just like this on again, off again, like just like I don't, it
Was
literally
this
was going
iPad man?
iPad man, yes.
Okay. Should we try and give a relation of how? No, never mind. I was gonna say
No,
we'll give a
but
little
there
more
was
description, but
one
no.
date night where yet again Amanda and I took two guys that were really good friends with each other. And I will say, the date
Yeah.
nights where we would bring guys, where the guys were friends with each other and you and I were best friends, were probably the more fun date
We
nights, in my opinion,
we had a
because
lot of fun. And that
we had a
that date
lot
night
of
too, I remember
fun.
that was a lot of fun for me too, cuz great date, great time. Didn't we do like karaoke at like a
Yeah.
Korean barbecue place? Really good. And then my friend from California had flown in, and so then he came into town that night and we had a really great time too.
Oh yeah.
Remember
That
that?
was a great time. Whenever, yeah, whenever we would like actually go with guys that like the two of them were friends, they like were into us and then we were obviously friends. We would the four of us together would have a great fucking time. And then I think like junior, senior year, it got to the point to where like we just stopped taking guys altogether. And
Yeah, cause the one formal where I wore like that blue blazer dress and then you wore
yes,
that sparkly dress. Did you take anyone?
yes, I did.
I can't remember who you took.
Okay,
Cause
we'll
I
call
didn't.
this
I remember
guy.
me and Haley. We didn't take. We had fucking had it. We're like, I'm not asking anyone else, and I didn't take anyone.
Yeah, we will call this man barbecue man because he worked at a barbecue restaurant.
Dude, I literally don't remember who you took.
No, I can't say his name obviously, but he was a weird guy. Weird guy. And
Had you taken him on stuff before, like in the
yes.
past?
Yes. Oh, okay. Wait.
You know who I'm referring to? That was like
Yes.
that was like when I barely knew you, and like this was your
Yes.
go-to guy
You're
for
do you
like any
remember?
date.
Yes. Okay, do you remember your first ever date night?
What?
It was it
Yeah,
wasn't the
no,
rave. It wasn't the
the
rave.
denim. No, no, no.
It wasn't the rave. It was the silent disco.
I don't think I took anyone.
Yeah, you did. You took some I think you
Just
took a
say it.
guy. Wait, I think you took Landon, but I can't remember.
No, no, no. He was field party. He was. I don't
No,
care to
you
say his name. He was a fun date. We had fun on that.
okay. You did take a guy though. You did take a guy. I can't remember who you took though. It was like maybe like 1 week after you and I had met. No, I remember this like vividly now. It was like the week after you and I had gotten dinner for the first time ever met. And I was like, by the way, we have a date night next weekend. If you want to come, you ended up coming and you took a guy, but I think it was someone you went to high school with, but I can't
Oh,
remember
maybe
who it was.
it was probably just a friend then.
Yeah.
I don't, dude.
And
I can't tell
anyway,
you.
that
Sorry.
guy that I took on that date night is the same guy that I took on the sequins sparkly.
Dude, I can't. Now my brain is scrambled. I am so sorry to the listeners too, because we are like talking in code right now. I don't
No, we
remember.
are. We are
I'll
talking it. We are we are talking in code, and honestly, it's like not a good look that we like can't remember the
I
guys that we.
know.
But I mean,
Well, dude,
honestly,
it's not
like
like anything like they were just date
right.
nights. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I tried to like consistently take, I would say like relatively the same kind of guys on date nights and stuff because I don't know. It just like I hated getting set up on like a blind date and also like
I enjoyed those so much more. Anytime you set me
really?
up with someone, it was so much better because I had so much anxiety around asking for dates. I think that
Yeah.
contributed to like that was another factor of me like dropping the sorority. I mean, there was like a lot of reasons, but
No, I
one,
remember
I was just over it,
literally
but like I people would always tell me no. I would always get shut down for date nights and I felt so stupid. Even if it most of the time, yeah, legitimately I don't think they had plans. They just didn't want to go. But like even when it was like they had work or they couldn't go, I got so discouraged and I hated it so much.
oh, I brought this. Okay, and now I'm thinking again. I brought this guy on another date night. I also brought him to the Atlanta United date night, which happened to be the date night that like your date canceled on you last minute.
Yeah, no, another one. That was another one. He
Yeah.
finally, the same guy, and I asked the same guy to so many different things because I had such like a crush on him. It was so stupid. And finally, he says yes to. I'm so dumb to keep even asking him on more. But anyway, he finally said yes to that one. And then it was like a couple days before. He's like, "Oh, like don't hate me. I have work." I was like, "Fuck you. You totally either knew or like could have avoided that." But I was like, "Whatever." And so I went
I
alone and
had
I got blackout drunk and I had so much fun.
I had multiple date like dates that I had asked that like literally would just not respond to the text ever.
It was so fucked up, like
Yeah,
so
like
mean.
I had one guy that I really liked that I brought on a date night my freshman year and we'd hooked up before, like nothing bad had happened. We just like kind of stopped seeing each other, but we were still sort of friends and I needed a date night to something my junior year and I remember asking him twice to be my date to something and both times he never responded to the text.
It's so rude.
And then I would
So
see him
fucking rude.
no, and then I would see him out like downtown and stuff and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, like I saw you ask me to that, but like yeah, and like give me some like BS reason." And I was like, "Okay, so like why didn't you respond then?"
Just text back and be like, "Sorry, I can't." Like literally that's it. But
Yeah,
just to straight up ignore you, that's rude.
the best like date cancellation I think I ever had was my freshman year. I asked a guy, was texting him like the day of, and I was like, hey, these are the plans for the night. He wasn't responding to me. And I was getting really fucking paranoid. And I was like, this man is just like ghosting me. Like, he just is like not going to come. Eventually, he responded hours later and was like, hey, sorry, like, I just got out of jail.
I love that this is true too.
Yeah, like he actually like legitimately got arrested, like was in like a holding cell for like the night. Obviously couldn't come to the date night anymore. So and I remember trying to convince him that he could. I was like, "Oh, but it's fine. You still can come." And I was
He's like, "Ma'am, I'm in a lot of trouble. I can't go to your
oh, he was
fucking
like,
date
ma'am,
night."
I just like can't be going downtown drinking tonight. And I was like, okay. And
Be like,
then
"Whatever."
I ended up bringing him on another date night, like sophomore year. And oh my God, it was so bad. I ended up bringing him as my date, but then ended up making out with another guy on the date night. And it was
Hannah,
like, yeah, it was a really dick move. I'm gonna
was
be
he upset?
honest. Yeah, it will. No, he was like,
Well, yes or no?
I don't think he really cared, but it was the fact that like we had kind of been like making out. I get up and go to the
Right.
bathroom, run into this guy in the bathroom line, then make out with this other guy. And I think he kind of like saw it or heard about
Was
it.
like, yeah.
And he was like, ooh, that's kind of shitty because we were like just making out and then you go and kiss this other guy. And like, I don't know. It was like
Jesus, Hannah, you're just savage. Oh my god.
not a proud moment and literally not something it's very uncharacteristic of me. But yeah, sophomore year, I would say all the way up until maybe my senior year of college, I was just like literally all over the fucking place. I feel like when it came to guys.
Yeah, I was definitely, I feel like, the same way. But I feel like that's how you are in college. I mean, that's what people do. We're fine. No feelings were hurt. Well, some feelings
Yeah.
were hurt. My feelings were
Some
hurt.
yeah, some feelings were definitely hurt. Oh my God. But I mean, honestly, like there wasn't really a time in my like life during college where I like really significantly feel like I caught feels, which was like probably for the best. I think like cute roommate athlete boy, like I definitely really liked him and that was probably like the hardest quote unquote breakup ending, whatever you want to call it for
I
me.
think
But
that was rooted from all the history that was behind that, though,
yeah,
because
like I'd
there's
known this guy for
definitely
like
way,
years.
way
Yeah.
more into that than just like, than what we talked about. So I get that
The
being so difficult.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I just think I was so naive to the fact that it was like I just basically kept trying to like date or turn like a hookup into something more. Like I didn't know,
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't know at the time really how to like recognize or if I did know, I was like in denial like when to recognize like oh, this is what this is all that it is and I just need to accept that. Like I constantly would always try and make it more and be like, let's go out, let's do this. And like that would be when I would get hurt because it would be like I would get my hopes up and think that it's something more. And like I think that's why like senior year I just kind of gave up. I was like, I'm just done trying
Yeah.
at this point. Like,
I did the exact same thing. Like
yeah.
anytime, I think I took any kind of attention as like, oh, this guy like kind of likes me or whatever. And like obviously, especially the guys I was going after, like no fucking chance. And it took me a while to realize that, but I think so too. It was like my last year, last semester, everything too. I was just like, mm, I'm glad I didn't ever get into anything serious because, like, I don't know, it's hard to make a relationship in college last.
Yeah, and like, I know people who met like their person in college, and I think that's great.
Crazy to me.
I'm gonna be honest, when I went to college, I thought that was gonna happen to me. Like I really
I
did.
did too. I did too. I was like, this is it. Like, no
Yeah,
way.
like I
No
was like, these are
way.
gonna be the best 4 years of my life, and I'm gonna find the man of my dreams. And then you get to Athens, Georgia, and you were like, oh, honey, you are very, very wrong. Like, and that's not to say like all the guys at our college like sucked. It's just like the reality is that there are very few guys that are between the ages of like 18 to 22,
It's
23 who
way
are
too
like
young either. And I
actually
get that
looking for
there
something serious. Yeah.
right. I get that there are a lot of people that, do want to start families young. There are a lot of, I mean, usually I feel like that's kind of like super Christian people, but some people just
Yeah.
like do. They want to get married young, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I put a lot of expectation into the frat boys at UGA. Like that, like not again, not that I ever like thought like, oh, this I'm actually gonna seriously date someone. But there were a few times where I'm like, yeah, I want to date someone. It's like, dude, that's not gonna fucking happen. And then two, to think about like who I was when college started in the middle of college, like back at these date nights that we're referencing, and who I am like now, even versus a year ago at graduation, like I'm so different. So to think that like, I was gonna fall in love with my like date night date person, like that's insane to me that I even thought
Yeah,
that.
like and it genuinely like would make me sad to like take a guy on a date night and like know in the back of my mind that that's all that he wanted.
You
And
right.
like that, I don't know. It's like I always wanted to
It kind of
be,
stung. Like
yeah,
I
like it,
wanted them to like want me more than that, but
right. And
you
like
know.
I also never got asked on a single fraternity date night ever in the 4 years that I went to college, which honestly, like, not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised about because I always thought I was like a really fun date. But truthfully, like, I didn't know a lot of guys in Greek life, which I don't really feel like I was missing out on anything. But
No, yeah, word
every,
to the wise too. Like, if you're involved in Greek life, if you don't get like, you're not missing out on anything.
yeah,
I could
like,
give two shits right now about any
yeah,
of
it's
that.
it's great for like the social aspects. Like, it constantly gave us stuff to do, but it was also like a double-edged sword because it would always give us stuff to do, but we would always have to fucking find dates, and there would
Right, and
always
I
be like
realized
this
like
pressure.
the most fun I started having was when I finally like dropped and I like only worried about doing stuff with my friends and like not I didn't have
Yeah,
to worry about that kind of stuff. And like yeah, obviously Greek life and that whole shebang like that's for a lot of people, but the pressure it put on me date nights alone, I was like no.
yeah.
No way.
So, where I'm interested to know, like, what is your mindset now when it comes to dating?
Um I know that's hard for me to say because like I literally haven't actually dated someone in so long, and I feel like the
Yeah, but
last
like,
time I did date like they they were not with good people and so they didn't go well. I don't even know. I think I don't know. Ask the
like,
question again.
well, I know, like, I don't know. Like, is it something that you're active, like, do you want to actively pursue it? Are you
Right
just
now,
like
no.
gonna, okay,
Right now, no, I'm not. I mean, I'm living at home. I'm still like my main
right.
priority is just like work and finding work
Yeah,
and moving and getting on with my life and stuff. But I think dating for me, like it, hopefully it'll just be natural. Honestly, if it's just someone I'm friends with or friends of friends with, like something easy, like I don't, I don't know. I have no expectations.
yeah,
I'm just trying to figure my life out right now. I don't need to worry about another life coming into it at the
yeah.
moment.
So, like, that's what happened to me, obviously, with like my last relationship, is that it kind of came out of nowhere. I never saw that happening because I was like, same mindset. Like, we had just graduated, COVID was going on, literally was doing all of these interviews for all of these different jobs, was like really like dead set still on New York because at that point I hadn't heard like a firm like this isn't going to be happening right now, and so it was kind of like still dangled in front of me, and I was really focused on that. And then it was like, I mean, it really is true, like when you focus on yourself and it happens, that's when it happens at the most unexpected times. But
Mhm.
now it's like so weird because I got in that relationship right after we graduated. Um, and then obviously was like in that relationship coming to Charlotte. But now that I'm like post grad, an adult, like working woman, it's like now this is, well, now these are like when people like actually like take you on dates. And it's so weird to me because like I don't think I went on a single date in college. Like I don't think
Yeah.
like people weren't like I don't, and maybe this is
People
wrong.
didn't do it, and it was
Yeah.
always weird. There were no I mean, I actually went on one. I went on one
Yeah.
date,
Well, good for
but,
you.
like no,
Can't say the
no,
same.
no, but, like, but, yeah, you'd think that, like, I don't know. It makes you question some of the frat guys' sexuality because literally no one ever wanted to go on dates, like,
Right. Well,
date a
that's
girl,
because
like,
it was just like
what?
it was just like such a big like hookup culture. Like
Right.
you would never like I feel like think to take a girl out on a date when you could easily just go downtown with her, like get drunk with like you and all of her friends and then potentially take her home at night. Like that's just where people's mindset was, that it's like the thought of like actually being asked out on a date, like that didn't happen for me until I got into my relationship right after like graduation. And then even now, as I'm like starting to date other people, it's like such a weird concept to me. It's like I like still don't really know what to do because it's like I'm trying to focus more on myself, and I'm not using dating apps, like I'm not actively seeking it out, but it's like the last like two times I've gone on dates have been with people that I like genuinely just met randomly and clicked with. And I was like, okay, I want to see this through. But then it comes down to the question of like, well, how much effort do you like put into it? And like, that's just what
Yeah.
is like the complicated part of it because it's like, ugh, I don't know. It's like, I feel like
Well, I guess it's
after,
however much effort you wanna put into it.
yeah, but I don't know. And I think it's, and I told my mom this past weekend, not to get like completely sad and sappy, but I just think that it's going to be a while before I feel like I can trust someone or be
Well,
completely
that's
comfortable with
normal.
another person. Yeah, and I hate that that's happened to me because it is normal, but I've never been like the kind of girl where it's like I typically like get sad, I pick myself up and I like very quickly kind of move on to the next. And like I am out here, I am dating, but it's like, you know, it's going to take some time. And I feel like that, you know, that is normal and it's just something that I got to accept. But it's like, I always used to kind of be like this hopeless romantic, but it's just like now after this shit has happened to me, it's like tainted a little bit of that for me. And I think it's just a process of like getting
Yeah,
back
I
to
think
where
I
I
don't
was before.
yeah, I think that you're yeah, I don't even know because obviously this is very upsetting, but, like, you're gonna be fine from this, and, like, it hasn't even been that long, and, like, you're gonna date more people and stuff, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't worry too much about being, like, this experience tainting you. It's just something that didn't work out, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be too you sound like you're being, like, really hard on yourself as far as, like, finding the next person and worrying about,
No,
like,
I'm
what is
not.
the next person gonna be to you, and it's like, dude, you've got so much time and you're so
No.
young. Like, I
And I
sound like a
don't,
grandma right now, but
no, no, no. I don't want it to come across like that because I mean, I'm very much aware, like, I'm not even 23. Like, I have absolutely nothing
ugh.
but time. But it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of like my breakup in high school was very, very hard. This hasn't been easy either, that it's just like I quite literally don't have the energy or desire to go through this again. Like, I really just can't. And it's just like,
Yup, why do you think I've been single for so long?
yeah, like I absolutely cannot. Like I'm just tired of like not to sound cynical, but like getting my hopes up and then just like fucking getting destroyed. Like
Yeah.
I just
Well, I
can't.
guess that's where it's it's all in divine timing. Like it's out of our
Yeah.
control. It's out of our hands, and it's whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And and that's what I realized like in college, like I wanted to find somebody, but I truly think me being single all 4 years of college was the best thing for me because I learned so much about myself, grew into like the person that I am today, and like
Mhm.
literally the like insecure, naive like girl that like kind of just would take shit lying down when I was like 18 and 19, like don't even know her anymore,
I think about that a
honestly.
lot too. I'm like, there's so much treatment and whatever that I like would not accept now, or there's so many things that wouldn't upset me
Yeah.
now because I'm so much more confident, like in myself, and like so many things that I took at the time, like someone saying no to me for a date night, like I took that so hard, and now I'm like, dude, it doesn't fucking matter, like whatever. So I will agree. I think there's been a lot of growth through these fun situations we've been through, and
Yeah.
there's just more growth to come,
I know.
whether we
Honestly,
like it
like
or
if
not.
I yeah, and like if I make it big in like the fashion or influencer industry, I fully intend on writing a book. Like
Well,
I I really would just like to write a book. I honestly like whenever I mean I will say like I've been dumped or broken up with in some very creative at the time painful ways, but now looking back on it, I'm like damn, like you were really fucking creative to like pull this shit out of your ass, that it's like honestly
Jesus.
I kind of like also I'm not like throwing shade at anyone in particular.
Like,
It's
holy shit.
just, no. Like I don't mean for that to come across. It's like I'm talking about shit that has happened over like years,
Right.
that it's just like I think about it and I'm like honestly this would be like so entertaining to write about. So it's like, yeah, maybe that's in my future. Who
Well,
knows?
Hannah, we're one step ahead. That's why we have the podcast to talk about this.
Exactly.
So,
Okay, you know what? Honestly, who needs to write a book when you have a podcast? It saves you so much time. So,
exactly. On that note, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed these fun little catch up stories with me and Hannah.
of
And
course.
I hope we have more in the future to tell.
Yeah.
So,
And
Hannah, keep
like,
going on dates.
I will. And you know what? Honestly, when you and I do find that special person, and in the event that we do get married, I know we will both be in each other's weddings. And I'm
I
excited.
just hope that our men can be friends
No,
because
and I'm excited for the moment where like we're standing up there with the other person, seeing it happen, and in my head I'm just gonna be like, damn, the shit that we went through to get here.